إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفر ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Alhamdulillah, the most beneficial thing a person can learn after Tawheed or Aqidah is fiqh. Why do I say most beneficial? Because everybody uses it every day. Okay, we spoke for a while over a number of things, a number of beginner issues, not beginner issues, but fundamental issues that people have problems with regards to fiqh. And then we started and I backed up, and now we're going to start again with fiqh. Okay, Jazakallah khair. Barakallah feekum. Alhamdulillah. Halli wahida. MashaAllah. Armi. Shukran. So, today's lesson, alhamdulillah, we're going to start off with fiqh. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. We spoke earlier in Bidayat al-Fiqh, the Bidayat al-Mutafaqih, that this is the basic fiqh class. What does that mean? Does it mean we're not going to understand the issues except for in a tertiary manner? No. But we're going to learn this fiqh, and now we're going to notice in how we've been teaching it. We've been doing a lot of usul al-fiqh. I'm sorry, that's the way I have to bring it apart, because again, we here in America, we understand law, but we don't understand it from the Islamic law foundation. So just again, to reiterate the points, how we're going. We have our constitution, which is what? Talk to me. Which is what? Quran. Which is Quran. This is consistent or similar to what the American people have as their constitution, right? In law, we're dealing with law. When we talk about fiqh here, we're talking about law. It's also called Sharia, you know, so it's jurisprudence. It's all talking about law, the laws that govern your life. Then we have, after constitution, we have over here case law, right? You have case law, right? Or precedences, right? Precedents, whatever, however they spell it. And this is what we call hadith. Does everybody understand the concept of hadith being precedences and case law in the relationship to the Quran and Constitution when we talk about law? Do you understand that? Here you have, in the Constitution of the United States, you have laws that are general in their language. Okay? Then you have precedences or case law where that law is tried in open court through an incident that happened, and they make a ruling on that principle, and that precedence now stands. You understand that? The same concept is in Islam. We have the Quran. In the Quran, the precepts in Islam are general. Okay? They're general for the most part. But the hadith, or the case law, or the precedences, are the events that happen that show the details of how to apply that particular general rule. We follow each other? So the lawyer in the Christian world, he goes to court in front of the judge, and he says, the law says that the man cannot kill someone. However, if his person is in his house and he's attacking him, then he has a right to defend himself. We have in the case, and he goes to a case where a man broke into another man's house and he killed him, and so blah, blah, blah. You know, and they go on. Oh, but then the man ran outside the house and he followed him. You have the same rule in Islam. If you're attacked by robbers, you can defend yourself. If they retreat and you follow after them and kill them, now you are a killer. Same thing in American law. If the man retreats from your house, you cannot chase him in the street and chop his head off. Once he's off your porch, you have to call the police. You have to go back in the house and call the police. It seems odd, but it's true. He's running away. There's no more reason for you to attack him. You understand? But my point here is how we use the precedences. With that said, how are we going to go about learning this general? We're going to learn the law, the fiqh. We're going to do three things. We're going to put up the general principles as an outline. Then we're going to go over some of the precedences or hadith in that chapter. And then we're going to go through the hadith schools and run down how the law is to be applied. You with me? Good. If you're not, you're going to be with me now. We mentioned earlier that we're in the book of Tahara. Tahara. Okay? In the book of Tahara, how many chapters, how many subjects are under Tahara? Somebody tell me. Come on, guys. It's no good to just come to class and you can't do nothing at the end of the week. How many subjects are under Tahara? There are 11. Write it down. 11 subjects. Okay? There are 11 subjects that you have to master with regards to Tahara. What is Tahara? Somebody tell me, what is Tahara? Purification, right? But as a terminology, what did we say it was? The removal of what? Contaminants. And there's two types, right? There's removal of contaminants that were outward, that come and attack you, like dog mess or something like that, or something on some of your property, or in a room, or on some utensil. That's one type of tahara. And then there's tahara that's tied to your body, your state of being. When you wake up after sleeping, you're not in tahara. You have to make wudu. If you had intercourse, well, then you have junub. You need another type of tahara. If you passed gas or you went to the bathroom and urinated or defecated, then there's another type of tahara that you need wudu. If there's no water, you have the bedel, the substitute for water, which is tayammum. Right? So those are two types of tahara that we have. Everybody follow me on that? Did I talk too fast? You said yes, I talked too fast? Okay, cool. Now, on these 11 subjects, the first one is water. The first subject is water. The second subject is utensils. The third subject is using the bathroom. The rules for using the bathroom. Or we say qada al-haja, fulfilling one's need. The language in Islam is very important. We don't talk about, I'm going to go take a dump. People use vulgar language like that. Okay? We don't say that. What we say, I have a need. And that need is understood of the need to go use the bathroom. Okay? The next rule, or the fourth one, is siwak. Siwak is brushing one's teeth, to brush the teeth. Brushing teeth, one's teeth. Now here we can step forward and say not just brushing the teeth, but the rules of keeping your mouth fresh. Okay? Keeping your mouth fresh and clean. Okay? Now, but it's built on this principle. Then we get to wudu. And wudu is a form of purification. Certain actions that we do. The next step that we have here is wiping over our socks or hoofs. And in actuality, it is a subsection to wudu. Right? Because you're wiping over it with regards to making wudu. So it's not its own chapter. However, Ahl Sunnah, the people of the Sunnah, made this thing, wiping over the socks, its own subject, because it became an issue that only the people of Sunnah would establish it, and the people of innovation, people of desires, they would refuse to accept the reality that you can wipe over your socks, or you could wipe over your hoofs, or wipe over your shoes, or wipe over your khimar, or wipe over your imama, if you had a imama on your head, a turban, and the like, because they didn't think it felt right. But see, our thing is not about how we feel. We follow the facts. There are how many types of statements are we? Sidebar issue here. How many types of statements? There are 3 types of statements. Go back. How many types of statements?
3. There are 3 types of statements.
Right. What's the first one? Okay, we say empirical. Empirical statement. What is an empirical statement? It's proven. It can be proven. Can be proven. Proven through science, right? Or testing the theory. Give me an example. There is light. There is a filament, a piece of cheap metal inside that lamp, okay, that bulb, and it's airtight. And when we send electrical current through that wire to that lamp, it heats up that cheap wire, and it turns red and it gets light. That's my statement. It's empirical. You can test it. Or what we really do is we put little bright light bugs in there, and then when we flip a light, there's a little midget in there, and he whips them, and they come up with light. Okay? We can test that theory, right? And let them out. Let them out and go fly home. Empirical can be proven or disproven. What's another type of statement? Logical statement. What is a logical statement? No, give me the definition.
Logical statement can be...
The intellect cannot reject. Logical statement is any statement that the intellect cannot reject. An elevator is either going up or down, or it's standing still.